Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you all for joining me at this time. My name is Shavi Zane, and I'm coming on to bring a message for the chosen. If you find that this resonates with you in any way, please be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Let us know how this resonates with your circumstance. One thing that we know about the Most High Mother and Father is that they are very consistent. When it comes down to nature and how things are expressed, how things are formed, we see that there's a pattern. There's a particular sequence that you notice in all things, whether it's on a microcosmic scale or a macrocosmic scale, whether it's from something as small as an atom to a whole solar system. We notice that there is a consistent theme when it comes to the Most High Mother and Father. We also know that balance is very, very necessary. This is a very important factor when it comes to the Most High Mother and Father. And it's no different when we're talking about energy, karma, judgment, justice. These things must be balanced. Your enemies are really in a very, very, very dark and tumultuous place right now. Many of them are begging, pleading for mercy, and a lot of them have even ran back to the church. They've ran back to their old religious belief systems in hopes that somehow they can be redeemed from what they have done to you. But the problem is the Most High Mother and Father have turned a deaf ear to them because, for one, they're praying to a false god. But for two, the Most High gave these people chance after chance after chance, and they completely turned a deaf ear when the Most High gave them the free will to do the right thing by you. These people chose not to because power meant everything to them. I'm talking about the powers that were. I'm talking about the karmics that were surrounding you. I'm talking about all of those people who maliciously worked up against you, whether you know them or not. These people had many opportunities to redeem themselves. And every chance that they got to correct their wrongdoing, they used it to do even worse by you, chosen. One knife after another knife after another knife, these people stabbed you in the back. Their ultimate goal was to make you the sacrifice. You were the sacrifice, chosen. And a lot of these people are really going through it right now. They can't go to one another. They can't rely on one another. There's no advice that they can get from the next person because they realize that every last one of them are in trouble, especially those people who worked in groups against you. This is a time of redemption for the chosen. You're receiving all that was taken from you, but this is really, truly a time of judgment for those who operated in the space of wickedness. These are going to be some very painful and dark times for those people who chose a particular path, knowing that this path was of greed, it was of hatred, it was of animosity, it was of ego. They understood what they were doing. They were not asleep to it at all, and they was more than willing to be used as a vessel to bring you down. A lot of it was due to jealousy and envy because they understood that you had a strong potential to find happiness within yourself and that you would receive your wish fulfillment and all of those things that you had prayed for. Why? Because you maintained integrity the entire time. And the Most High gave them plenty of room to make whatever decision they was going to make against you. And these people, they continue to plot and plan. Even when you were forgiving, when you chose and decided to say, okay, I'm going to let you back into my space, even though I know it's something not right about you, I'm going to attempt to, rectify this situation because you're family or because you've been my friend for 20 plus years or because, we work together. Let's try to make this right. No, the Most High cleared you out of the way. Because see, this tower that's getting ready to come down upon the heads of your enemies, you got to be cleared far, far, far away from that because it's going to be a massive, massive explosion. They don't see how bad this is getting ready to get. They can feel it though. There's an energy of doom that your enemies are feeling right now. And this again includes the powers that were. This is not just people that are in your intimate circle. There is getting ready to be a massive breakdown of the governmental structures and those people who were in a position of power and authority, who gained their wealth from the bloodshed of yourself, your ancestors, your offspring, your loved ones. They are losing it. And they're praying for mercy. They are, doing whatever they can to try and redeem themselves. But no, the Most High watched them very, very closely. Your spiritual team had all eyes on deck the entire time that these people were working up against you. So there was nothing that they can do in darkness. They thought that they would get away with this because you wasn't completely aware. You didn't have full awareness, but the Most High opened up your eyes. The Most High gave you spiritual enlightenment and awareness. Your intuition, your telepathic abilities, your inner knowing began to kick in. And you started to see the truth of this system. You began to see the truth of those people who were surrounding you. A lot of y'all, you didn't want to accept it because you wanted to believe like, hey, this is my people. We look alike. We come from the same background. We come from the same culture. So they have to be on my team, or there has to be some form of redemption. But you don't understand the depths of how they have been used as pawns to work against you. And when I go back to my original statement, the Most High Mother and Father is all about order and structure. There's a particular way that the Most High and Mother and Father likes to establish things, and they're not going to veer away from that. Order and balance is very necessary. And so regardless of who the people are that worked against you, and regardless of how much you want to say, but hey, can you just, cut them a break because they went through this and that? No, because you went through hell too, Chosen. You came up in a very hard and tumultuous past too. It wasn't just your enemies. It was hard for you too, but you still chose integrity. You still chose love. You still chose forgiveness. You still chose to say, I'm going to persevere because my turn is coming. You still chose to maintain your faith and that closeness to the Most High. So regardless of what people have gone through, we all have free will to make decisions that are either going to be to our detriment or it's going to be to our grace. These people made conscious decisions to try and take you up out of here because they said by any means necessary. All for the sake of what? A little bit of power, some green paper that loses value based on how the people view it. It has no value unless we put value on it. These people were willing to sacrifice themselves for the sake of gaining temporary pleasure. And it was all at the expense of your pain and suffering. And for some of them, they wanted to take you out of here completely. The powers that were did not want to see you standing today. They wanted you gone. Because your assignment is just that great. You awakening throws a huge dagger at their system. You healing throws a massive nuclear bomb at their system. You establishing and calling on the highest form of righteous judgment creates a complete crater in the earth that opens and devours every last one of them into the pits of fire. This is massive destruction that's happening to your enemies, all because you chose to awaken and say, I established the highest form of righteous judgment. You declared and decreed that there would be generational curses broken off of you, your ancestors, your offspring. You begin to pray for other chosen seeds. You begin to pray that your enemies would be put to rest and that their empire would be brought down. You begin to pray that all illusions would be cleared and that the matrix would be completely cleared and that no one would still be caught up in the illusion of inclusion in this system. You begin to step into your purpose. And because you did this, these people are getting ready to suffer immense pain agony, and struggle. Some of them are not going to make it out of what they're getting ready to go through, but the Most High wants to make sure that they feel this, because this is not just in this lifetime. This is going to be a repeat cycle for many of these people, because that is their judgment call. In order to restore balance, they must go through this. There's not any number of prayers that they can do to offset what they have done. This is a sacrifice gone bad. They would stop at nothing. And for some of you, the most disgusting part about it all is that some of your family was karmic, and they were willing to make you the sacrifice because they had signed their soul over. They signed on the dotted line to work up against you. They made a conscious decision to say that you did not mean enough to them. Your life didn't mean enough to them. The love that you have in your heart did not mean enough to them. What meant more to them was power, gain, money. These people was more than willing to make you the sacrificial lamb. And now, because their sacrifice was unsuccessful, mission has become impossible. Mission impossible for your enemies. Mission impossible for the powers that were. This is truly the age of balance, judgment, justice, the age of the reveal. The curtains are now open. So now that all of this has been put out into the forefront because you listened to your intuition and you did the work on yourself, beautiful things are happening for you, chosen. But oh my gosh, this is going to be the biggest destructive energy that we have eyewitnessed in history. And it's because a total reset has to happen. A total reset must take place. Everyone had ample amount of time to decide what team they was playing on. Your enemies chose the team of greed, hatred, ego. Your enemies chose the team of working up against you by any means necessary. They chose the team of wickedness and evil. So we all had enough time to establish ourselves. And again, no one is perfect. We all have made decisions that have been harmful and painful to ourselves and others, but it's really about the intention behind what you do. For you, chosen, y'all did things that might have hurt people, but you didn't do it maliciously. You didn't do it with the intention of seeing someone down so that you can look down at them and kick them while they were still low. You never did it with the intention of bringing long-term harm or pain to anyone. That was not you. That's how you know the separation. There's a stark difference between you and the type of spirit that you are and the type of energy that you embody versus your enemies. There's great awareness that's getting ready to happen all across the globe. And so this tower moment that's getting ready to take place is going to bring utter destruction, but it's also going to bring great transformation to humanity. It's getting ready to be real big, y'all. But you don't have to worry. The Most High and your spiritual team has you divinely protected. You are shielded from what's getting ready to come to these people who chose the wrong path. You're shielded and protected. But those who operated from deception, thievery, wickedness to try to bring harm to you maliciously, to cause mental illness, physical illness, financial strife, to cause problems with your family, your love life, your health, your spiritual gifts, your spiritual connection, your empowerment, your awakening. These people, they wanted it all. It was all about greed. They wanted it all. And so there was no area of your life that they did not try to sabotage because you were supposed to be the ultimate sacrifice. But again, it was mission impossible. So pay attention, y'all. The Most High Mother and Father is getting ready to cut up. It's getting ready to be some great changes out here. And even though we see that there's a lot of chaos that's happening right now, no, we haven't seen anything yet, because all corruption is about to be exposed on small scales to large scales, small groups to large groups, spiritually and physically. It doesn't matter who it is, political, doctors' offices, legal systems, foster care systems, school systems, churches. It doesn't matter what sector. Every last one of them are getting ready to be exposed in ways that they could never imagine. Why? Because the chosen, we called on it. We called on it. We demanded justice. We demanded that they be exposed. No more hiding behind the curtain, using other people as your cat's paw to do your bidding for you while you sit back getting fat and more wealthy by the day. No more using other people to do your bidding for you. No, every single being that has been involved in working up against the chosen for us and our ancestors, they're now being exposed. So get ready, y'all. Give thanks in advance. Light your candles. I declare and decree the highest form of righteous judgment is now casted upon all who have worked against the chosen, known and unknown, in spirit and in flesh, in sleep and awakened state, across all timelines, realms, and dimensions, known and unknown. I'm going to say it again. I declare and decree that the highest form of righteous judgment is now casted upon the heads of all who have worked against the chosen, known and unknown, in spirit and in flesh, in sleep and awakened state, across all timelines, realms, and dimensions, known and unknown. Justice is going to be served. So they can pray, they can get their rosaries, they can go to their priest, they can bawl on their faces, they can get their baptisms, they can pass out and foam at the mouth in church, they can take their communion and eat of the flesh and drink of the blood, they can pray to their European Jesus, they can bow down in front of their Mother Marys, they can do all of that and then some. But the fact of the matter is, the scales must and will be balanced. That's my message for you all. I love you. I'll talk to you all next time.